Testament episode 6. We are almost through to the end of the series. I'm kind of crying. I'm kind of excited. Let's get into talking about this episode. At the start, we're introduced to Talia, a past childhood friend of Stephen, and we catch up with Stephen's mom, who's starting to feel a little bit more open minded to his faith. I think that mostly it's just because she wants him to come back home. But still, I think that there might be a genuine curiosity in there that we're tugging at. And at the end of the episode, I honestly think that she would have waited to listen to what Stephen was saying. Again, because she's hearing about how much her son is changing, becoming more bold, more passionate, more of a leader than she probably ever saw in him before. So I think that she would have at least waited to hear what he had to say. And again, that seed of curiosity is definitely in place in her heart. We also get insight into what is happening across the synagogues. Ministers are choosing to follow Jesus, and there are people who are getting fed up with the disruptions the believers are causing. And since the Sanhedrin has left the believers in the hopes that their group will die out on its own, the others are getting radical and taking things into their own hands. Enter Talia, the pawn who will be used to trap Stephen and usher us into the second half of Act 6. Moving along, Saul is continuing his spiral in this episode, but now he's not just calling for heresy to not have a mic, he's left them to a worse end. I'm learning a lot from his journey. He's fighting so hard to get rid of these believers in Jesus, but he feels like he's failing, and I really wish I truly understood the root of his fear. Is it just pride? He doesn't want to be proven wrong about many of the things that he was taught and taught himself? Is it genuine fear that his faith will forever be tainted by this growing belief in Jesus as the Messiah? What exactly is it? Besides that, you can kind of see what the Pharisees and the Sadducees were going through when Jesus was alive, because they read the scriptures. And although the truth was staring them in the face, they still didn't really see Jesus for who he was. They chose not to see it. They kept trying to hold on to their interpretation because of pride. They just didn't want to let the light of the knowledge of the glory of God in the face of Jesus enter their hearts. And it reminds me of 1 Kings 18 with the prophets of Baal and how they went to the extent of even cutting themselves to prove that their God was God. Let me tell you something. Whatever needs your effort, your words, your life to live and be exalted in your eyes and the eyes of others is not God. Capital G. God does not need us or our good behavior, faith, love, intelligence to be God. He just is. He was before us, and he will be eternally after us. He is the truth. And over the past few weeks, I've gotten to experience God as King, as in truly everything bows down to him, whether you agree with him or not. The fact is that he is light and the only one who dispels darkness, and there's no in between. God is God. And while we will study apologetics and evangelize and share our faith as much as we have the opportunity, at the end of the day, keep pouring water on the sacrifice, he will still answer by fire because he is God. And if something is true, opinions, desires, beliefs, research, none of these things can change it. You either align with that truth or you don't. And when you don't, truth does not need our effort to be truth. It needs our effort to be shared. And I think that that's the thing that would bring Saul a lot of peace, knowing that he does not have to carry the entire religion on his back. God can prove himself and prove that Jesus is not his son if he truly isn't by himself. You don't have to push to get these believers out. God will show that he is God when he's ready to show that he is God. But you don't have to put all your effort into trying to help God like you're his muscle man or you're his wise counsel. No one can counsel God. No one is more powerful than God. Nobody can prove that God is God more than God can. At the end of the day, you share your faith, but it's the Holy Spirit that convicts. And he convicts of the realization that Jesus is God. Jesus is the Son of God. And it's only through Jesus that you can have a relationship with him. The Holy Spirit does that, not us. That's one thing that I really had to learn. You do not become a Christian because of information. You become a believer because of revelation. There's a revelation of who Jesus is in your heart that you align with or you don't align with. And that's just it. And it also made me think about things that I believe and analyze them, scrutinize them. Is there truth in this? Or is it just something that's convenient for me to think and walk my journey of life according to? As for predictions for the future, one, I'm changing. So I thought that the killing of Stephen would be the end, the series finale, but now I'm thinking to make a smooth transition, I think that Stephen will be killed in this next episode, episode 7, and then in episode 8, they're going to set Saul up as the new main protagonist for season 2. We'll see whether I'm right or not. The other thing that I'm really hoping for, and I'm predicting for episode 7, because we're almost done, guys, it's only an 8-episode season, is that we get to finally know the story with Shem and Mary and whatever big boss they're talking about and Dana. I so want to know what's going on with them. I'm so curious. I can't even explain it to you. I am so curious. I'm so sorry. Like, I just cannot wait to know. Maybe it's because we have no foresight of what it's going to be like, because there isn't really anything in the book of Acts that follows Mary too much. I just really need to know. I'm trying to calm down, but I really need to know. All right, guys. I will see you next week for this season finale. I cannot wait. Bye.